It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hi, Bryce.
And also we have Murray, who's wearing a blue hoodie. You like blue, Murray? Is that like your favorite color?
No, but they didn't have red ones there.
Is that actually a Colin James tour shirt?
Yes.
You went and saw him? You bought that from the concert?
Of course I did.
How was he?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
He's talented.
I didn't say he wasn't.
I know, I'm just saying, in case you didn't know.
That's all you got this week? Really?
I got nothing.
Wow, how original.
That was awesome. But you know what? Colin James is awesome, so it kind of fits.
There you go. So it's the introductions out of the way. Let's rage on.
Boppity boopity. Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie, and we will watch it if it's played anywhere in the world, in any cinema, even in... Name a town, Mur.
I don't know. Climax, Saskatchewan.
Yes! Rhymes with fun.
That's right.
Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca. I went to Canyon Meadows Cinema last week.
Nice. And what did you see at Canyon Meadows?
I saw Roman Holiday.
Roman Holiday?
Yeah,
I
little
love that
Audrey
movie.
Hepburn, Gregory Peck.
Yes.
That's an old movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that they show those classic
cool.
movies.
And Audrey Hepburn is... She's still not my favorite Hepburn, but she's still a pretty awesome Hepburn.
She's definitely mine.
No.
She's awesome.
Well, sorry, she may be yours, but she's not mine.
I like all
It's
of
Catherine. Oh, the Hepburns are great.
they
I'm just
are.
saying, Catherine is just way more better. I'm just sorry.
Well, yeah,
And she could probably kick my ass, even from the grave.
probably.
The ghost of Catherine Hepburn kicks my ass.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job on that, by the way. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, well, you know.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
All right.
it is.
So we went to some other movie places, too. Where's the music? What the fuck's happening?
Well, because he was rambling about
Yeah, no,
something.
you can still play music over his rambling.
Yeah.
Give some people to dance to. Can you talk? Well, you sing. And listen to this music as Bryce starts to ramble. Bryce. Ramble.
So what do we see?
We saw a movie called The Flash. And in a flash, we went to the movie theater to see it.
That's a pretty major release.
It was a pretty major release, although some people are panning it, I guess, a little. Or is that the word? Panning it?
Are they?
Yeah.
All right, so The Flash is a story of Barry Allen, a young gentleman who has lost his mom.
Aw.
Lost his mom as a child, and later in life was presented with superpowers by some chemicals and a bolt of lightning. He learns that with these powers, he may be able to go back in time and prevent the tragedy of his mom's death. So even though the greatest Batman of them all, played by the finest actor of mine or anybody else's generation, Mr. Ben Affleck,
There you go.
he warns him that taking that step may end in dire consequences.
Good advice, Ben.
Young Barry decides to throw caution to the wind and goes back in time to save his mom anyway.
Why don't people ever listen to Batman? He's always right.
That's right.
So that's the story in a nutshell. Wrapped around this tale is a lot of heart, a lot of humor, and some very good writing. The comedy is at the forefront, but it serves the emotional moments well as they land even harder in contrast. The 2.5 hours breezes by until the very end where some of the CGI becomes tedious. But up until that point, I was having as good a time as I have had at the movies in recent memory. The running Back to the Future jokes and the nostalgia of seeing Michael Keaton as Batman again all added to the enjoyment. Plus, anytime we get to see Affleck's Batman, it is a good day. All in all, no rage. All in all, I think I can forgive the CGI heavy ending.
What? What is happening right now?
As I am not sure how else they could have filmed it.
Yes.
And the trip down memory lane with the history of DC, both realized and never realized, was fun, if not a little flawed. This really was perhaps the fastest 2.5 hours I've spent in a cinema. It never dragged at any point. So amazingly enough, this was a superhero movie that was not meh.
What? It was a rage because of the CGI?
The Flash was Mondo. I really enjoyed myself. I wanted to give it a meh.
Yeah, you
but
did.
I had too good a time. I really did. So it was Mondo. I really enjoyed myself.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised because Bryce sometimes goes through these acting sessions while we're in movies where it's like he gives nothing away.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes we have a little bit of a deconstruct, and then sometimes he's like, just like, you know, the chastity belt. The door locks and you can't get in. So what happens. So The Flash, DC is back. In my memory,
Yes.
I'm trying to think, the last DC movie we saw was Black Adam. Is that right? I kind of don't remember because they often all kind of run together after a while.
They do.
And what is it again for me about superhero movies? What do I usually say about superhero movies? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're normally a rage. Yeah. But wait, the last one wasn't Black Adam.
Yeah, no, it was
Shazam.
Guardians.
It was Shazam 2.
No, it was Guardians.
No, DC,
Marvel.
the last DC movie.
No, it was Guardians.
Guardians is a Marvel movie. So the last DC movie.
DC movie.
Yeah, you know it's hard. I know it's hard to. I know it's
comics.
I know they're sometimes hard to tell apart.
They're all the same.
They're kind of but a little bit. Yeah. So Shazam 2, which unlike the first one, which was Mondo, it was just a mess. So I was kind of like, I'm throwing off my game a little bit here. Like going to this movie, I'm expecting everything to be a rage.
And then you saw Ben Affleck.
And then it was still a rage.
Whatever.
So apparently,
best Batman ever.
We get into a whole episode on that. So apparently,
I know I could talk about his mastery of the Batman character for hours.
And I would, we even had a discussion about this, Murray, in cinema.
Sure you did.
Reminding him
that's why I didn't go with you.
Every movie that Ben Affleck is in as Batman was not Mondo.
Yes.
Whatever.
But every single movie that
Justice League, Zack Cut, Mondo.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah,
what else
was the second?
What was Batflick in?
I don't remember the other ones. I'd have to watch them again.
I can remember.
I believe he ruined a Superman movie.
There you go.
I don't think he could.
Yeah,
ruin
I think
anything.
he did.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? I forgot where I was.
It wasn't
You're
a rage.
about to tell us how good Ben Affleck was.
So apparently, if it's DC, it's not assumed I'm going to hate it. Apparently,
Yes.
but then there's Black Adam, which was the worst DC movie I've ever seen.
It's disappointing.
Man, I just don't know what to expect anymore when I go to these things. I know we have seen a lot of superhero movies lately. In fact, my thoughts are they're all pretty much the only thing most people want to go to the cinemas to see, because we've seen a ton of movies in the last while that weren't superhero movies, and there was not as many people as when we go to a Marvel movie. So what the hell is that all about?
Yes.
And just want to remind everybody again that Black Adam was a steaming pile of shit. So
it was not good.
it was so poopy. And then we would not normally say that about the mesmerizing.
He's the only living
Rock.
movie star.
Yeah.
There's one movie star on the face of the earth, and it's The Rock.
There you
Everybody
go.
else is an actor.
Although
He's a star.
I think John Cena is coming up the rear.
Yeah.
He's not a movie
Nipping at
star.
his heels.
He
He is.
I think he's a pretty
No,
fucking
there's
star.
one movie star in the world
The important thing is that he's coming up the rear.
He is.
So I'm not going to lie. I wasn't necessarily looking forward to this film. But apparently, different people were involved in this one.
Mm.
And what's this? A woman writer?
Yeah.
Who also has written other superhero films that I've liked.
Mm.
So maybe this wasn't going to be so awful. I mean, like all superhero movies, it has all the same trite things about them, like multiverses and origin stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently
Good
cameos by everyone who's ever played Batman,
Ever put
Superman,
on the suit.
girl, dog, or whatever super creature
Except
that
one.
they're featuring. We got to see them all.
Yes.
Except one.
But no, we did get to see him. It just was back of him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was his back. I could tell that butt. Speaking of butt stuff, could tell his butt from anywhere. But what also was different about this one was the writing was super clever, and Ezra Miller was amazing as he normally is. I can't actually remember seeing a movie where he plays anything that I did not like him in, and I also can't remember a movie where I have a person that is playing two characters in a movie where I actually enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, he played two versions of himself. Wait a minute. No, he played three versions of himself.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And he was funny.
Yes, he was.
Like, really funny.
Yep.
I was actually in stitches so many times in this movie, even in the times I don't think I was supposed to be laughing. But I still was. Unlike Marvel, who tries to be cute and funny and allows everyone to live, DC makes dark and fun superhero movies when it gets it right.
Some
And they
people
don't
die
make
for this.
Black Adam, because that is not one of them. And it also doesn't seem to take itself too seriously, because it knows it's a superhero movie, which means that it's also a comic. It's now not the entire life stream of a business. Yeah, this was a comic book, so it had comic booky stuff in it that was a little bit ridiculous. Midway into the film, I was already in a place of utter joy, though. So the comic booky annoying things that were a little bit ridiculous, as you kind of already alluded to, didn't bother me so much. So I want to say thanks, DC, for investing in a well-written story by a female writer who knows how to write comic book movies. I hate to say this, but this is my second superhero film this year that is a Mondo. So maybe they are getting better, or maybe I'm getting brainwashed. I don't know.
Bring on Blue Beetle.
Apparently, Blue Beetle for the win.
Blue Beetle.
Apparently, for me now, other than Black Adam, perhaps superhero movies are now a Mondo.
We'll see. To be continued.
Yeah. Well, because, wait a minute, there's been 3 Mondos I gave out. Because I gave Guardians a Mondo, I gave a Spider-Verse a Mondo,
Yeah.
and then I gave this a... Like,
That's 3 in a row, I think.
it is, I think, 3 in a row.
Wow.
And then there was Black Adam.
And there was
And
Black
Shazam
Adam.
too.
And Shazam 2 was pretty close to a Mondo.
No, it wasn't.
With Taste the Rainbow, motherfuckers.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
That alone was worth a Mondo almost, but yeah. Oh, what'd you think about it, Mur? You must have seen.
I am quite surprised you two liked it. Yeah, I went to see this Friday afternoon, pretty much as soon as it came out.
Nice. But wait, are you a Flash fan? Like, is
No.
Flash one of your favorite superheroes?
I am a DC fan.
Okay.
I'm a fan of nearly all of the Justice League.
Okay.
Flash was never really one of them. I actually, the TV series, I think I got halfway through the first season.
And then left it in the dirt.
Failed. And yeah, technically, what they call it is the Speed Force. That's what he uses to travel through time.
Oh. What does he do to shake himself like Jello and go through walls?
Yeah, go through walls. Can I do
He
that?
said it.
Let's
but-
try it.
No, he said it. I can't.
I'm
remember
going to
what-
try it.
He,
Yeah, we'll
he
do it
mentioned in the
together.
movie
You
what
can-
it was. I can't remember what.
You can
called it,
hold
but-
me in your arms and see if we can go through the walls
Okay.
together.
Well, then I'll do you first, and then you do me.
Okay.
I have to admit, I laughed my ass off when he crashed into the wall.
There's so many things to laugh. Well, what else did you think, Mur?
This movie was about 20 minutes too long.
What?
Specifically,
Really?
the first 20 minutes.
I love the first 20 minutes.
I don't know which made me rage more.
What? There's
Having
rage?
to watch the bat fleck again
Whatever.
or the flying baby scene.
The flying baby
that
scene was so
genius.
good.
Oh my god.
Absolutely
It was so bad.
With the
genius.
dog.
And the dog. Oh my god, it was so
It was
awesome.
Beyond ridiculous.
So what is it, the babies or the flying babies?
Just the whole concept.
Oh, it was hilarious.
There's an entire building going down, but yeah, let's just save the babies.
Oh, so funny.
Okay, we have to mention something here because there is another speed creature in the Marvel stuff, right? The guy who
Quicksilver, yeah.
Yeah, Quicksilver. So in the Quicksilver one, they did the same thing, that he's so fast
Yeah, no, in
that
the
he's
X-Men.
doing comedy things during the thing,
no,
which made it fun. But they took it to a whole other
Oh,
level.
man.
They took
That
it to
scene
the
was
funny scene,
genius.
to the absolute
yeah,
genius.
I didn't enjoy that part.
Oh, it's a
Or
comic.
pretty much that entire rescue
It's
scene
a
I didn't
comic.
enjoy.
It was so awesome. Okay,
Anyway,
so enough about flying babies.
Yeah, it was nice to see the Amazonian again. I guess that's all she can get now that the gun has canceled her.
Nice. And rightly so after the last one.
He's canceled a lot of things, and that's one of them.
I'm-
once you get past
Start over.
past the first 20 minutes, this film was phenomenal. I can honestly say it's been my favorite DC film since Man of Steel.
What?
Obvious reasons.
Well, we all know that the Snyder Cut was a Mondo, so it's kind of a given that this is obviously going to be a Mondo. Sorry, I'm just spoiling it for everybody.
Well, the Snyder Cut can never be a Mondo for me because of you know who. Just saying.
Okay.
I liked everything else in the movie except, but
The first 20 minutes.
he was in it for more than that, unfortunately. Anyway, as for Ezra Miller, whatever personal or legal issues that them are going through, this was absolutely an exceptional performance. The combination of humor and teen angst by the younger Barry was a great mix. Then about an hour in, Michael Keaton. I literally had a smile on my face for the rest of the film.
Was there some movement in the Force?
There might have been a little bit of that too.
Nice.
Every bat moment gave me a joygasm.
Batgasm.
Joygasm, like the Riddler.
Okay.
Seeing the cave, all the old suits, hearing the Danny Elfman music,
Nice.
all of it. I was also very impressed by the new Supergirl, though it's usually a blonde. Just saying.
Okay.
There are so many spoilers I want to talk about, but I can't.
Yes.
Let's just say the surprise cameos, both CGI and real, made me warm all over. I know a certain one with one of Jim's man crushes.
That's right.
Also must have made him happy.
I was very happy.
Oh, what could have been.
Yes. Tim Burton.
And that ending at the courthouse made me wish I had seen this with Bryce, just to see the look on his face. In short, this film was an unbelievable action-packed DC Mondo.
Oh, baby.
I like to say this restores my faith in the superhero genre, but I'm afraid this is a one-off and both universes are going to hell.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I will reserve judgment till I see what Gunn does.
I have had
faith
a
in
lot.
the man.
I have had a
don't.
lot of negative experiences with superhero movies, but
But you had a lot of positive.
I've had this
Gunn
year has been
superhero movies.
yeah, exactly. I'm super gunned about it. Nom nom nom. And I also don't like Sylvester Stallone movies, but I liked him as a shark.
Yeah.
That he tried to eat his friends.
Nom, nom.
Tried to eat his friends
Yeah.
because I didn't need subtitles because it was a shark.
Yeah, that was within his acting range.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Which we also got to see a trailer for. Yeah.
Don't even.
Did
go
you? I
there.
didn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we-
stupid Expendables 4,
Yeah, I didn't see a trailer
which
for
was
that.
my rage that the thing even exists.
Yeah. Well,
Last
maybe it'll be
week.
this week too. All right. What does that mean, Mur?
Mondo! Mondo! Mondo!
Wow. That's a lot of Mondos.
It is a lot of Mondos, and for a superhero movie, which it's not very often that all three of us agree on a superhero movie. So,
No.
what is that telling you, people? Yeah,
Go see it.
go see it. So we also got to see The Blackening. We all can't die first. Right?
That is a fact.
But one did die first, so apparently one of them did.
The most talented one in the cast.
But they all can't. So
That's true. They all can't die first unless it was a mass murder all at one time.
Was right.
At least in the movie.
Yeah.
But they could have. They could have just been a mass murder at some point in the movie.
But still, you're not going to die simultaneously.
Could.
You might.
Unless a bomb was dropped on you.
Or poison. Or
would have blown up.
Poison's going to affect people at different rates.
Maybe. Unless it's super poison.
I'm going to go with
super poison knocks everybody out at the same time.
I'm going to go with the blowing them up.
But not everybody's going to drink at exactly the same time or eat at the exact same time.
Ingested in the air cavities.
That's right.
Anyway,
toxic gas.
The title was right. Not all of them died first, but one did.
Yeah.
So Cabin in the Woods, Cabin Fever, The Evil Dead, or Saw Goes to the Woods, you decide. As we all know, when it comes to the history of horror, the black characters usually all die first. Right? That's kind of what happens. If you see a black character in it, it's kind of like...
That has been the trend.
Guess what? They're going to die first. As with movies that are not even horror movies, if there was a black character in it, for some reason they found a reason to kill them first, which makes no sense to me either. So when I hear there is a black-made horror movie called The Blackening, I was assuming that they would never have the first person in that film
being a black person
be a black person who died first.
Yeah.
Perhaps there is a rule in movies that I am not aware of that anytime there is a black character that they must die first. Or maybe, I'm just saying maybe, even from the beginning of this project, they needed to stick in a formula where it makes fun of itself and all stereotypes surrounding black characters. Of which of those two, I am not sure. Black stereotypes in horror movies are apparently a thing, but it's not just poking fun at that. It is also poking fun at a lot of things, including traditional thoughts on the police, creepy white folks at gas stations, token gay characters, and you name it. There was nothing that was not on the table for this movie. They ticked every single box. The premise of the show is basically like every other white cast of people who try to survive in the cabin in the woods, except they make fun of all the white stereotypes by making fun of their own black stereotypes. There is a ton of funny and stupid in this, and all the white people die, and only some of the black people die. So it's a win for black horror actors everywhere. Yay! I had a ton of times I was laughing, and it was fun. And also, it allows everyone watching this to laugh along with the cast at the things we as white privileged males should not be allowed to. This has things you expect with every cabin horror film, except the black people in this actually make smart choices when given the chance. And then, of course, the stupider characters do stupid things. Kind of what you would expect from horror movies. Right? That's usually what happens. But not everybody was painted with the same brush, which was fantastic. Cabin in the Woods horror films are what they are. Adding a blackening spin on it made it fun and a different spin altogether. I kind of wished it was more funny all the way through the film, as it did have some gaps, in my opinion, where they set themselves up for some even funnier bits that they never really fully developed on. But it was a Cabin in the Woods film, so it was fun and had a mostly black cast of interesting and talented actors. So yeah, I liked it a lot. It was meh.
All right.
So, Juneteenth is a thing.
Yes.
Being of the Caucasian persuasion, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Did you do some research?
No.
You might want to.
I am glad that African Americans have their own holiday to celebrate. I actually have a friend in the U.S. that told me there was a whole day of activities planned, music, etc.
Nice.
I just don't know if this movie was the true spirit of that movement. For me, this was basically a Wayans Brothers scary movie installment. Except not really funny.
What?
The moments that were supposed to be...
Wayans weren't funny.
Well, a couple of them were.
No.
The moments that were supposed to be humorous, I actually felt self-conscious as a white guy laughing at. And there were obviously racial comments or lines that, I felt uncomfortable hearing. I guess for African Americans going to this film, it would have been hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious, and I'm...
Now, for the record,
You couldn't be any more white.
That's true.
That's true. You're whiter than me.
Yeah.
Now, for the record, I predicted the killer from the very first moment they showed up on screen.
Yes.
It was not exactly a surprise.
No.
You might even say they were a usual suspect.
Oh.
It was Kaiser Soze?
Yeah.
Just saying. The murders were far too PG to even qualify as a horror film.
I thought the murders were good.
Yet it wasn't funny enough to be a horror/comedy.
What?
They had all the stereotypical characters in this film.
Right.
Yeah.
The gay guy.
Yes.
And the stoner.
Yes.
And the macho dumb guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the overweight person.
Yes.
Comic relief.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just didn't find much of it funny.
Oh.
I couldn't even manage a meh for this. It's a mild rage.
Wow.
Wayans Brothers could have done it better.
No. Keep the Wayans away. All right. The Blackening does lie somewhere between Scary Movie and Get Out.
Look at that. How's that?
In that regard, I actually think it may appeal to a broader audience.
I thought.
It juggles humor, horror, and social commentary and manages to keep all the balls in the air. I felt that with a movie like Scary Movie, I was meant to laugh at it, although in actuality, there were very few laughs to be had in those films. But with this film, I felt as though I was laughing with it. The characters have a realness to them, which made me more invested in their story, both individually and as a group. The cast chemistry is undeniable, with all of them having moments where they shine. Antoinette Robertson as Lisa could be considered the main character in this ensemble, and she holds the whole project together. She was the glue for this whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
she
for
was,
sure.
And she was great. The first 45 minutes were sharp and pointed, but as we entered the third act, some of that sharp and pointed writing dulled a touch as we spiraled into a traditional slasher. It was still entertaining in the last third, but it lacked the punch of the first two thirds, and I just wish it would have kept on rolling. Like it was it was just giving you lefts and rights, bang, 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 good stuff, good stuff, and then it really waned.
Yeah, and not Wayans, it waned.
Not Wayans.
Yeah, I agree. That's well, keep going.
But very good performances, sharp writing, and quite a few laughs made The Blackening a meh.
Yeah,
it was good. It just and it could have been Mondo, but it lost steam after about 45 minutes.
That's exactly what I was saying. That the film itself had so much great humor and clever writing. Yeah. Putting obviously people like Murray at unease, which maybe it was its intent.
That's the
hopefully.
intent. Yeah.
But yeah, to me it was like it lost the comedy steam. It was the comedy that was making
it got turned into a traditional slasher at the end, and then they kind of there were still little spots here and there, but it was like rapid fire.
And they I don't think they necessarily capitalized on some of the scenes that I think they could have done better.
I agree with you.
Like the scene where the gay character and our lead character are kind of, discussing certain things as the killer, one of the killers, we'll just say, because there's it's not too much of a story. There's a couple murders in this.
One.
Yeah, there's never just one. It's just like every other slasher type. No, that's not true.
Not everyone.
Could have been Jason that was there the whole time. But so they're having this thing, and I think the shooting of that scene alone could have been extremely hilarious, the way that they were doing it before that time, and it was just a little bit not shot in that great style that it was. So yeah, I think it was kind of like, if you broke it up into quarters, it was like first two quarters stellar, third quarter was good, and then the fourth kind of fell off into the
little bit
to the tradition of slasher movies.
Yeah, halfway in I thought this is going to be Mondo. This is and then it's like
oh, get it back. Can you finish strong? Can you finish strong?
Please. And it's like, that was okay.
It was good. I
liked it.
So we got a rage sandwich.
Yes, man.
With a thick piece of Wedgwood meh bread.
Yes, very thick.
thick
So thick.
and juicy. Almost thick
Yeah.
and juicy.
Yeah.
Saying.
What joy are you going to bring us today,
the
the
book
Mur?
Joy. Okay, so The Blackening was a cabin in the woods type horror film.
Yes.
It was.
It just wasn't done very well, in my opinion.
There you go.
Just yours.
It wasn't even technically a cabin. It was a fancy house by a lake.
It was a pretty nice house.
Nice cabin.
Yeah, it was
Love
not
to
a
live
cabin. There was one decent scene at the lake. Otherwise, it might have been set anywhere. And I still don't know what the hell she was doing trying to swim across the lake.
She's a good swimmer. She's got big lungs.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. If you want a real cabin in the woods horror film, here are my favorite.
Oh, I wonder if they're even going to come close to Bryce's and mine.
Probably not. Well, maybe one would. First one,
Cabin in the Woods.
X.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's a good one.
Crocodile, 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 crocodile.
So good.
Yeah.
And they shot a porn in the cabin.
Nom,
Yes.
nom, nom.
Crazy old lady, even naked old people from my friend Jim.
Yes.
That was so good.
It's nothing better than naked old people for me.
Yeah.
Getting it on.
Slapping boobies and balls everywhere. Dropping and slapping.
For I spit on your grave.
What?
Very disturbing. With
What?
Yeah.
Wait a
more
minute.
disturbing rape scene.
What?
And
Yeah.
a lot of girl kicking
we-
ass and punching dicks.
Can we actually back this truck up? You are not a horror fan, and you watched Wes Craven's I Spit on Your Grave?
No, I watched the remake
Oh.
at the film festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You should see the original.
It seems
Yeah.
If you want to be traumatized.
Yeah, if you want to be
Just
traumatized,
Watch
watch
the
the
original.
original.
just saying.
It's
It was a creepy movie.
Yeah.
And of
It
course,
is.
number 3, the Evil Dead series.
Yes.
Second one is still the best. Slightly better than the original.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd even take the remakes.
All right.
Number 2, Mandy.
Oh, yes.
Nicolas Cage at his creepiest.
Wait, is this a
screwed-up
cabin in the
best.
woods?
Yeah, he had a cat. It was in the woods. He has a house.
That wasn't what the movie was, though.
Oh, that's how it started out.
It had a cabin in the woods,
Had
sure.
a cabin in the woods.
Okay.
They were in it.
It qualifies, I guess.
It's
Awesome,
his minute.
Okay.
awesome violence, blood, guts, and gore.
I'm totally on side with this. I'm a huge Panos fan.
You will find it was a cabin, though it was made of glass.
Yep.
And
Yes.
it was in the woods.
Yeah.
And of course,
This doesn't
number
end in the
one,
woods, though.
No surprise.
Cabin in the woods.
Yes.
There you
Of
go.
course, it's my favorite.
It's a good one.
It's got the Hemsworth.
It does.
Written by former Golden Boy Joss Whedon. Sigourney Weaver at her badass self.
And the
every-
once mesmerizing Richard
And
Jenkins.
every
Yes.
horror movie monster ever created in one facility. Funny as hell, gory when it needed to be, and just enough TNA to satisfy every nerd boy. My opinion, the perfect cabin horror film.
It was very, very good.
And that's all I got.
All right.
Now that I know Mandy's a cabin in the woods movie,
Oh, yeah.
it might have
They
made
live
my
in a
top.
cabin. It was in the woods.
Mm.
Maybe they didn't stay there, but it counts.
Sure. I'll take it.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Okay. My rage this week is we have 2 new movies coming out this week.
That's your rage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's partially part of my rage, just because there's only
What's
2.
wrong with 2 movies?
Well, there's
coming
2
out?
other movies that we should have got, we're not getting. That's not the full part of my rage. But the reason for my rage is that they're kind of directing us to just one of 2 cinemas. And on top of that, it's like they're making it difficult for people such as ourselves who are addicted to cinema to see both movies in the same theater. Like, can't you plan out your movies better? Like, and then they have them starting at there's ones that are starting at 10:30 and they're 2.5-hour movies. Like, who the fuck doesn't work on a Tuesday and they can afford to stay up till 1 o'clock in the movie theaters? Start the movies earlier at 6 o'clock or something, or 5:30, when normal people are off work and ready to go see movies. Put them at every cinema, not just like select ones across to drive 2,000 miles to get to. And then on top of that, when I get there, I got no pee break in the middle of the movies because they're back to back against each other. That's my rage. Cut it out, cinemas. Like, if you want people to see double features, make it double feature friendly. That's my rage. Double feature friendly.
All right.
That's my rage.
Yeah.
All the movies I saw were pretty good, so I didn't want to rage about.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I don't really have anything planned.
All right, let's see where this goes.
Off the top of my head, I guess maybe my rage is that the writer's strike is still going on. Not because they're asking for anything that's not
legit,
but just because it's happening and it's going to mess up a lot of things. And now the actors are going to go on strike too, apparently. And once again, I mean, one of the things they're fighting for is you can't take my likeness and make a CGI version of it and not pay me.
Yeah.
So once again, it's completely legit, and the fact that it is even coming to this is insane.
Why would they?
Like, how can you not? Like, I don't understand how anybody can justify taking someone's likeness, sticking it in a movie, and not paying them.
Well,
that makes no sense.
It's like saying that, like an animated character, for example. Yeah. Once that person's voice has been made on it, that they own that person's voice. It's like, no, it's like
crazy.
It's like where we saw Bob Ross didn't own his name. Yeah. Like, what the fuck is with that? Like, shit like this just, I can't understand how.
It doesn't even make sense.
How you can see, like, the little person sues McDonald's because they burnt themselves with a fucking cup of coffee that is obviously hot because they ordered a hot fucking coffee. And yet something like this where the little person is getting trounced by fucking giant studio executives, and they don't. The courts just don't go. Excuse me? No, you can't do that. Yeah. Now you've made me rage. I thought it was just my own selfishness. I don't even know.
I don't know how it's a thing. Like, how does it come to that? It's weird.
There's so much to do with AI right now that's coming out that is like really impinging on people's artistic talents, and it's not good. And it affects. To your point, the actors going on strike is obviously to support the writers, but also they're going to be impacted by that too, right?
Part of it's absolutely to support the writer. Part of it's that, and part of it is to it's just, I don't know. It's all just, I can't believe it's just all come to this. And now I just see a time in about 6 to 8 months where we've got
no content
of
anything.
Yeah, we're going to be back to the dark days of COVID when we were watching movies that never should have been made, bought up by Cineplex.
I literally watch one TV show and I can't watch it anymore because the writers are on.
South Park?
No.
Oh,
actually, I do watch South Park.
Of course you do.
Okay, I watch 2 TV shows.
There you go.
I watch 3 TV shows.
You know what? Let's not count all the TV shows.
I watched 3.
But let's say...
But last week tonight with John Oliver, I watched that every week, and now I can't even watch it.
Well, it's all of the talk shows. Yeah. They have no writers, so apparently they can't shoot. I'm like, don't they know how to write their own material?
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's a principle thing, right?
Yeah. But it's not just...
He's not going to go on without his writers.
It's not just...
He's lost that talent.
That would be
everything.
Just...
Yeah, there's no new content.
You would never be able to look them in the eye again.
Yeah, well, you think of if Daniel Tosh was still on, he would, because he likes to make fun of his writers all the time.
Yes.
No, but he wouldn't.
I don't think he would.
No, he wouldn't. They're close family. Yeah, and on top of that heaping pile is the Mermans having to have 4 or 5 jobs now to try and make ends meet.
Because I can't work in film.
That's right.
Because of the strike.
Where he belongs.
Yeah.
In a trailer down by the river of a film set.
That's right.
Yes.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing.
Well, it's lists.
Yes.
So,
are we going to get the same question as you give me every week?
Every week.
I don't know. Actually, I was thinking of premising it with, for those of you who are listening,
Yes.
if this is the first time you're listening to us, which I'm sure there's always one person that listens to us for the first time. So first off, if you're listening to us, please download our previous 201 episodes and listen to those, not necessarily in order, just throw it on random. And then you'll have a good idea of the list. But until you do that, if this is your first one you're watching or listening to or doing whatever you're doing with it, we have something on our website called The Lists, where we have created 4 lists. One is called the Mesmerizing or Mesmerized list. One is the Repulsive, which is the complete reverse of that. We have the Doubted, and we have the Undoubted. And the Undoubted is probably going to come up in a lot more conversations coming up, because there's a whole bunch of movies coming out with people who we've put on the Undoubted list. In fact, next week is one in particular. So
exciting.
Be careful. I know. Be careful for that. So last week, the Mur has asked us to watch one of the worst movies ever made called The Replacement Killers.
I didn't remember it being quite as bad as
It is.
and
it's
not good.
I remember hating it. Just completely hating it.
I just love Chow Yun-Fat, but he could not save this.
He could not save it. And neither
written.
could the two mesmerizing actors in this, Clifton Collins Jr. and Michael Rooker. And the sad thing about it is Michael Rooker
Clifton Gonzalez in this.
That's right, exactly. Clifton Collins Jr. was only in it 3 minutes and 39
That's
seconds.
what I was going to ask you, because I was like, I don't think he
wasn't in it long enough. So,
and it kind of, I think it saved Rooker. Like,
it saved them both.
It saved them both, but Rooker was just so blah in this.
It was, but you know what?
I mean, I would have gone with Clifton Collins Jr. if he was in long enough, but I was pretty sure he wasn't.
He was
so this
not.
was another moot
but he
point.
wasn't at his Clifton colony.
He wasn't.
He was more Gonzalez than Clifton Collins.
But if you got to pick one or the other, he wasn't so bad that I'd take him off. But
although you could make the argument that Chow Yun-Fat was actually better than both of them.
You probably could.
And if you're going to do that,
just with him glaring,
that's going to potentially make a Mesmerized Off between Michelle Yeoh and him, potentially, because I think they've probably made a movie or two with each other. I'm guessing.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm throwing it out like I'm lobbing you the ball, and this is like you're just like the ball's hitting you in your forehead and landing on the ground. Okay, let me throw another ball to you.
Why I don't. You didn't throw me a ball.
I did so.
There's no ball.
There's an argument. Okay, let me just repeat myself. We could make the argument that Chow Yun-Fat took them both out because he was more mesmerizing. And then you said,
well, you can't take them both out because Clifton Collins wasn't in it long enough, so you can take Michael Rooker out.
Murray, did you get to see this one? Oh, no.
Couldn't find anywhere for free. And I wasn't going to pay for it.
Yeah, I get it. You haven't started collecting your 5 paychecks yet.
First of all, are you nominating Chow Yun-Fat as mesmerizing?
Okay, let me do this one more time for our listeners.
Okay.
You could make the argument that Chow Yun-Fat was better than both of them.
Yes, you could, but you would only eliminate one if we did make that argument.
I'm still saying, and let me rephrase my words so he's listening to the words I'm saying. You could make the argument. Did you see what I did there?
Why do I have to make the argument?
I'm just saying. I'm supposed to be lobbing the ball. Here, this is the ball hitting Bryce's forehead again. Wait, let me throw it again. There we go.
Why am I making the argument? If you want to put something forward, then just say it.
I'm saying you could. So you're not going to say it?
I'm just trying to think if
I mean, how many movies have you seen Chow Yun-Fat in? Probably 15.
At least.
Yeah. And was he mesmerizing in everyone?
He was the most mesmerizing person in everyone that
you can think of.
That I can
exactly.
remember, yeah. I mean, come on, Hard-Boiled. Oh, man.
Hard-Boiled alone. I mean,
right
if he didn't make this movie, he could even potentially have been on The Undoubted. But this movie was a hard rage.
Yes. Okay.
And
I say yes to him being mesmerizing. Absolutely.
Okay. So then the next question is: we just added Michael Rooker 2 weeks ago.
Well, I guess he's gone because he was in this 5 minutes, and compared to Chow Yun-Fat, I mean, come on.
It was like
it was an awful movie, but it's so good.
5 minutes, and one of them was basically the star.
Yeah, Chow
Yeah.
Yun-Fat's the
That's
star.
not really fair either.
Well,
It isn't. It
is,
isn't.
it's the
Because
way it
Michael
is.
Rooker had a character.
He had a
and he was
character
in it
that
long
could-
enough than 5 minutes.
He wasn't
And
just
it-
a throwaway character.
And if he brought the Michael Rooker that we know and love,
Yep.
where he's been mesmerizing,
Yep.
Well,
it would have been a fight. And we could have split us, but we were
I
both
can
in.
tell you, out of like the 80 movies or whatever that Rooker has made, a lot of them are really bad.
It
And a lot
doesn't-
of them,
But
he
that
wasn't-
what does that
he
have to
wasn't
do
in
with the
the
price of tea in China?
And a lot of them, he wasn't the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that.
So it would have been harder for him to get off
Sometimes it's
of the
hard.
list.
I don't care. Make a decision.
Oh, you got to be specific, Jim.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, absolutely.
How do you know how hard it is for him to
to
get, off?
I just don't. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming, but
Now I have to research Chow Yun-Fat.
yes, you do.
Nice.
But we're gonna get to watch hopefully some Michelle Yeoh and Chow Yun-Fat.
I don't
together.
even remember. Did they make some movies together? I don't even
I'm
know.
guessing they would. They're both stars at the same time.
Yeah, well.
Like, weren't they
that'd
both
be-
in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon somewhere?
Maybe. That's possible.
Maybe.
Do I still own that?
Well, maybe I'll be watching it at your place. Well, look at that.
House of Flying Daggers.
Chow
I
Yun-Fat
own.
and Michelle Yeoh are the stars of that movie. Apparently, one of us has a pretty good memory.
I have no memory.
So I'm kind of excited to.
I
rewatch
should
that.
have known that.
It's okay.
100%.
You know what?
Yeah,
You're old.
Whatever. I am.
Just not as old as me. Remember
No,
that.
that's true.
You know what? You should be practicing Sudoku every day, like I do, to get your memory to stay fresh.
Oh. Actually, oh.
All right. Well, we'll work on that for next week.
Yes.
So, official Chow Yun-Fat is on the Mesmerized list because
Nice.
Murray hasn't seen any of his movies.
I saw that one.
Which
Yeah.
one?
The one you just talked about.
But you saw it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you like it when it first came out?
Yeah. It was a little weird, but I liked it.
Okay.
All right.
And it was an Oscar film, so of course I watched it.
Oh, you mean Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, not the Replacement Killers.
No.
Ooh, thank God.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, we're back to and bye Michael Rooker. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a good 2 weeks. It lasted
Like the
longer
first
than.
first time we put him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, some people were on and off in like 2 minutes.
That's
so-
right. Didn't we put the entire? Wait, was it last week or the week before? We put the entire cast of Sex and the City on, and they only last like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because. Anywho, all right. So the other most important question that we have
Yes.
is: have you seen any Kelly Reichardt films in the last week?
I did watch one more.
Nice. So what are we down to? How many do you still have to see?
I just have to watch one after this one.
All right.
That is if I give this one the appropriate rating because the
previous one too was.
River of Grass was the first movie she made. I'm not counting the one that they say is her second because it was only like 40 minutes
Right.
long.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So River of Grass would be 8 back.
Okay.
And it was meh. It was okay.
Okay. So, but what was the one you saw? That's
After that was Mondo. I don't even remember which one it was.
Okay,
but
so
everyone's been Mondo other than
Okay,
that one.
so you just have to not give this a rage.
Correct. Even if what the heck movie do it's left?
I don't know. That's up to you.
Consenting
Adults?
something about no, it's not consenting adults. What is it called?
I don't know. You're the one. You're the one that should have a list and checking it
it's
twice.
the only one I gotta watch. I've watched the rest of them, and they're all Mondo except for except for the River of Grass, which was okay, but yeah, it definitely wasn't Mondo. What's the movie called? It's something about adults, or is it adults?
You know what? I'm just going to pull her up.
Some-
Watching you trying to
something-
process this when you couldn't remember if Chow Yun-Fat
Something about
and Michelle
I
Yeoh were
wanna
in the
say
same movie together.
Adults is in the movie.
Okay,
the
here
title?
is her list going backwards,
Yeah.
showing up.
Yeah, that was Mondo.
Yes, it was. First Cow.
Mondo.
Certain Women.
Certain Women. That's it. That's the movie I got to watch.
All right.
Certain Women.
Because Night Moves was a Mondo.
Yeah.
There you go.
And everything else was a Mondo except for her first film. It was all Mondo. But yeah, I got to watch Certain Women, which is
Oh,
not,
you really didn't think
has
River
nothing
of Grass was a Mondo?
Nah, it was okay.
Oh, I loved it.
I didn't. I'm glad I watched it, but I can't call it Mondo. I'm not gonna. It wasn't.
It was.
It was all right.
It was raw.
It was raw.
It was Kelly Reichardt in the
It
raw.
was very raw. It was
Very
very good.
It
but
was
wasn't
Kelly
Mondo.
Reichardt.
Anyways, So, what? Something about adults? What do I got to watch?
Something about women.
Right. Certain women.
And you have to watch movies about certain women.
Got it.
All right.
I'm on it. One more.
So this could be, first off, the undoubted list that's taken 7 years in the making. Bryce will finally watch the final in the Kelly Reichardt 8-pack.
Definitely in the next 6 weeks.
All right. So hopefully before Christmas, we may have an answer.
Definitely before Christmas. That I'm giving you my personal
100% guarantee. And you know what?
Before the end of the summer.
You should probably get this done before her next movie comes out, and perhaps that becomes Rage, and then she's off the list.
No, she can't do that.
We want her to stay on longer than Michael Rooker.
Showing up just hit the theaters. She's got to be 3 years away from something else coming.
She's going to release something really fast here, and it's going to totally mess everything up.
There you go.
Oh, well, maybe. Good times. What are we watching next week?
Got nothing for us, Mur?
I was waiting to be asked.
Oh, good. Can we watch Crouching?
Forgot I was here.
We never forget you're here.
Yeah, we can never forget that.
Kelly
Wait, can we watch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
No.
Ah! Damn it! I might just watch it anyway.
Well, do you guys want another shot at Clifton Collins, or you want me to pick on someone else?
You do whatever you think.
Whatever you feel is right.
You hate Clifton Collins, so
I don't hate him. I just don't like him that much as you guys.
He's the best.
He's mesmerizing.
Okay, well, I found another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Clifton Collins Jr.
And
Forrest Whitaker.
Oh.
Called The Experiment.
The Experiment.
It's an Adrian Brody film, if that helps.
What? Oh, I've seen this.
Something about prisoners.
Yes. It's not the best Adrian Brody movie, but...
There, you're using our list.
The Experiment.
It is the last matchup I have for Mr. Collins.
So he survives this, he'll be good for a while.
But now you haven't done all the research. Maybe he's been in like 7 movies with Chow Yun-fat.
I don't think so. But that'd be cool. I hope he has been. I'll watch them all.
Yep, me too.
So this is Forrest Whitaker and Clifton Collins Jr. in The Experiment. Let's see who's more mesmerizing.
And also, maybe Adrian Brody will be in and knock them both out.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Except for Murray would never.
I would never vote for Adrian.
He doesn't. He's not.
Ever.
He's not on Team Adrian.
Welcome, Ragers, to everyone's favorite part of the show. That's right. It's time to rage or dare. As a reminder, everyone, my double your pleasure dose of rage last week for Our Little Liars saw Sex and the City 2 easily nudge out Steve Martin's bad French accent by a long shot. And now, Bryce is finally going to fill us in on the 2013 film Getaway with Ethan Hawke and Jon Voight. This week, it's also Jim's turn to rage or dare or Casey from my freshly refilled bag of evil remakes. So many rage-inducing choices. Come get some. Now, Bryce, will this Jon Voight joint make us want to take a deeper dive and celebrate his entire catalog? Or will we all want to get away?
Get away!
Jon Voight. When did he become a raspberry? Anyways, I'm not really going to talk too much about Jon Voight. I'm going to spare him from this review.
What?
He's not
Mr. Raspberry?
Yeah, he shows up.
Voightberry?
You hear his voice a lot, but... All right, so Getaway is basically a 90-minute car chase. So I'm going to love it.
What? How did I know that?
It's called Getaway.
It has choppy, quick cuts that prevent you from having any idea where anyone was situated. Is that cop car right behind them? Or is it 4 blocks away? I have no idea. What I do know is that if this does not have the record for most trash cop cars in a movie, I would be very surprised. There were cop cars running into each other and getting shot and running into statues and buildings and being launched into the air where they would flip a couple of times before crashing to the ground. Oh, and don't forget the Oscar-worthy dialogue. To illustrate this, I will give you one of the exchanges between our main character, Brent Magna, played by Ethan Hawke.
Are you going to do both
Yes.
both conversations? Can you do different
the-
voices for us?
Maybe. And the character, only known as the Kid, played by Selena Gomez. So Brent says, "Do me a favor, shut the hell up, will ya?" To which the Kid responds, "You shut up." Now that is some Mark Twain stuff right
Good
there.
writing right there.
Mark Twain would be proud. Superior writing aside, both Hawke and Gomez were at their all-time worst. And that's, saying more for Hawke than Gomez. But
Exactly.
this film was loud and obnoxious and made little sense, all while presenting characters I didn't care about, interacting with each other with some of the most inane dialogue ever written, as I just showed you. Getaway made me want to get away from this high-speed rage. This was just god-awful. It was a 90-minute car chase.
I know.
It was so bad. And the dialogue, that was literally the whole movie. "Do me a favor and shut the hell up, will ya? You shut up." That was the intelligence of this writing. Oh my God, it was so bad.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. "You shut up."
They didn't use that line. Something about gum bounces off me and sticks to you.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that have been better?
It's rubber
yeah.
and glue, but yeah.
Yeah, how's it go, Mer?
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Whatever you say bounces off me and
Sticks to you. Now that, see, if you wrote that or we wrote that, it would have been much better than no, you shut up.
There's
you
always a
shut
classic. I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, that's even better.
Yes. They might have said that actually in the movie at some point.
Probably. You know what? I remember seeing this in theaters, and it's before I even knew you. But once I knew you, I've been saving this one for quite a while because I'm like,
it was
of all the
painful.
movies that I think of when I think of you, it's this.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute car chase. It was so god-awful.
Wait,
For those of you that don't know, I do not like car chases.
he doesn't like action.
I like
He
action.
likes
likes
walking.
action.
He likes walking.
Oh, I do like walking.
He'd
I
prefer
like
walking chases.
I like
Yeah.
slow
Is there
action.
very many movies with walking chases?
There's probably one or two.
Like a zombie movie might have that because the zombies move pretty slow unless it's the running zombies.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So what's up next?
I'm kind of excited about that actually. I'm going to go find some
Yeah.
zombie movies that there's just a lot of walking.
All I can say about that is up your nose with a rubber hose.
Nice.
No, you shut up. I got so many choices this week. You know what? I've been taking a lot of hits for the rages. I'm gonna go with the bag of meh.
All right.
I don't have the
So that would be
balls.
the audience bag
Yeah,
where
I don't
they
have the balls to deal
they
with Casey this
consistently
week.
give us meh.
Well, not consistently.
Well,
but-
you rage sometimes, Adam. I'm always
Well,
pretty pleased.
usually I get the bad ones. It's
That's
like
true.
it's like there's like a good one and then there's like a bad one and then I pick that.
All right. So what did they choose for you this time
Oh,
around?
it's a superhero movie. You know what? I love superhero movies.
Yes, you
There's
do.
a good chance that I might like this one.
There you go. Which one is it?
I think it stars Murray's favorite actor in it.
Is it a Hemsworth?
No, is it? I don't know which one's in this. It's Green Lantern?
The original Green Lantern?
No,
Yes.
it's the 2011 Green Lantern, not the
well,
original Green Lantern,
okay,
which was a
that's
TV show.
The original Hollywood version, then.
So is that Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan
That is Ryan
There you go.
Reynolds.
So
That's the one that you try to erase from existence.
Yeah, it sounds
Deadpool.
good. I'm kind of excited about it.
All right.
Where he
I don't
met
know
his-
if I'll be able to find it
where he
because
met his wife.
if Crossroads was hard to find, I'm sure that this terrible movie.
This will be on somewhere. I guarantee it's on TV every other weekend.
Yeah,
It
you
is?
have no
Yeah.
problem.
Huh, well, I'm kind of looking forward
Plus,
to it.
it's not.
I don't remember.
It's
it
not a
being
Marvel movie,
terrible. I
so
don't
Disney
know.
hasn't banned it from the airwaves.
Yeah, and you know what? I
So
mean,
DC
now
movies you can find.
now most superhero movies to me are Mondo, so I'm having a
There you
feeling rewatching this again. It's going to be exciting for me.
Sure.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'll keep you all posted. And Murray, if you want, you can watch it with me. Maybe we'll plan a
I
date
don't
for
know.
it.
That's one of the ones I don't like.
But you,
But it's
you
Ryan
love
Reynolds.
Ryan
It's Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
He's your boy.
He's awesome.
Depends on my schedule, you know.
All right. Yeah, you with your 7 jobs.
With the 20 jobs I have now.
Since he's been on the podcast today, he's also got 2 more
Yeah,
jobs.
I've got 2 in the last hour. Just while
That's
I was,
right. While
I was
he's
just
been
on the
here. So
air.
if anybody's listening and you want to hire the Merman for multiple things, because he can do,
he'll
he's got
do anything
tons
for
of
money.
talents.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Almost.
That's right. Well, you know,
Yeah, everybody's got a price.
that's right.
That's right.
Murray
Says the $1 million
It's a little
man.
less expensive than some people for that price. Right?
Sure.
Oh, good. Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership. buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYCU. Stay tuned, because we will be getting a Patreon account at some point. I don't know when, but when it is, get your money lined up, because I know you want to give it to us. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying thank you, Casey, the nerdy photographer, the voice of Reichardt. Find us everywhere on Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, and give us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 no, you shut up. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on.